everybody. Welcome to Seriously Lighthearted Yoga. Today we are going to be kind of expanding on what we were speaking about yesterday. So yesterday we talked about the 4 points or 4 corners on your hands and your feet and how that kind of helps the overall health of your extremities, using those properly. We're going to talk about the natural movement, or as Kai put it, spirals,
Sure.
of the way your arms and legs work. So what are we looking for?
So guys, many yoga instructors will call this like an inner and an outer spiral. Both your arms and legs have them and function in this way. But essentially what it is like if you are thinking of, say, let's start with the inner spiral. The inner spiral first. With your arms, for example, it is something that protects your shoulder to follow these spirals. And the inner spiral is sort of, if you think of pressing down in towards your thumb and your index finger and just having that eye of the elbow kind of rotating in, that's kind of an inner spiral, and that is something that you'll use in certain points, like say when your arms are extended back behind you to protect your shoulder. So if you're rotating your arm out as your arms are behind you, that is something that puts a lot of strain on the shoulder. But you work into that inner spiral when you bring that arm behind you, and it protects this area a lot more right here. Now, contrary to that, on the other side of things, the outer spiral is, say, more when you're extending your arm out in front of you and you are spiraling your pinky in towards your face, I guess you could say, as you reach up. Now, if you want to, you can take a moment just to feel what it's like if you have your arm extended out and don't spiral it. So just trying to lift it up. There is a sort of crunching that happens in your shoulder that isn't good. So the spiral here is, again, very natural and very, very much something that you can think about when you are lifting your arm up. Again, just rotating pinky towards your face is how I like to think of it, but in towards your face, so towards the center, towards your face. The same thing, as I said, happens with your legs. So when you can think of your weight distribution again, to notice whether you should be pressing more into the inner or the outer spiral. Again, noticing those 4 corners, and then recognizing if there's maybe a little too much internal rotation on your legs. If you have ever seen someone who's knock-kneed, that would be an example of like kind of a little too much inner spiral. It collapses in on the knee. So that is a moment where you might want to kind of activate the outer spiral again a little bit. And to do that again, just to activate the outer spiral, press into kind of the outer edge of your foot here, those 2 corners. Pressing into those just a little bit more will kind of lengthen through the outside of your leg again and pull that leg just slightly back out so that you're not putting undue strain on the inside of your leg. Contrary to that, on the other side of things, if you've seen someone that's bow-legged or something, they are using more of the outer spiral, as we call it in yoga. So pressing again in towards the inside of the foot. So under the big toe and on the inside of your heel will again help to kind of alleviate a bit of that awkward conformation that can put a lot of strain on your joints when done over and over a long period of time. So guys, inner and outer spirals.
Yeah, inner and outer spirals for your both legs and feet, like Kai was, or legs and arms, sorry. Hands and feet, like Kai was saying. It's also important to note when Kai was demonstrating what he's doing, you're not necessarily going to need to rotate. We're not talking necessarily a 180-degree turn here when you're moving your arm. For some people, it may be as little as 20 just degrees. A little bit, some people, it may be a bit more. It's whatever is comfortable and natural to you. Just be aware that it's happening or something that might be necessary for doing. You'll kind of feel it if you're holding a pose and you got it a little wrong. You'll feel it when it just kind of settle into the sort of
confirmation.
The resting point where you should be. It'll feel right. So just be aware of that. Don't hurt yourself while doing this, but it can certainly help aid in not only the 4 points that we talked about yesterday, but also your overall joint health. So give somebody a high five. We'll see you guys tomorrow.